I don't care if I'm the first person to say this, but us Somalis are not black. There's a difference between African and black. Let me ask you a question. Are Moroccans and Egyptians black? Tradition, our history, our culture are so much more different compared to these other countries that are actually black. Josh Bill, if you're not black, what are you? I'm Somali. Let me ask you a question. If you were to see a very dark Indian man, would he be identified as a black person or just an Indian? I don't care if I'm the first person to say this, but us Somalis are not black.
We don't care. We don't care. There's too much black in Africa to be worried about Somalis claiming not to be black or not. It's none of our goddamn business. We don't give a f that you're black or not. Thank you. We don't care.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren and I'm Maureen, and I'm sure you've watched the video that we just played you. Yeah, and many Africans usually feel that Somalis, despite being black, like to bring confusion in the continent, and most of them feel like Somalis, despite being Africans and in Africa, like to identify as Arab because of their colonial mindset. So as expected, other Africans did not take lightly to what this Somali guy was saying, but we know it's not all Somali guys all Somali people who think like him. So if you're watching this video and you're a person from the Somali community, we'd like to know what your thoughts about this topic is. So let's watch what other Africans had to say about this matter, then we'll come back and talk about it.
I don't care if I'm the first person to say this, but us Somalis are not.
And who cares that you are not black? We all know that most of these Somalis, they suffer from identity crisis. See, when somebody robs you of your culture, heritage, and norms, you get what we call identity crisis. When the Arabs came to us, East Africa, they introduced Arabic and Islam, and they robbed us clean of everything that we knew, our culture, our heritage, our norms, our names, name it. And they gave us Arabic. And now, most of these North Africans like Sudan and Somalis and Eritreans, they identify as Arabs. They confuse ethnicity for a race. Like your race is your black or brown. Your ethnicity is your Somali. But they say, no, we're not black, we are white. We are Arabs, we are this. If you sleep in a garage, you don't become a car. Just because you feel you speak Arabic and you whatever you feel like you're Arab, you're not Arab. You are black and you are African. And that's it.
My black people, please stop asking me. Stop telling me I'm African. I am not. I am Somali. That is my ethnicity. Africa is a continent. I am from the continent of Africa, but I am Somali ethnic.
This is one of those moments where if you get it, you get it. If you don't, I'm going to tell you. Once you get to this part of history, you will understand why certain people make the certain videos that they make. He said, black people, Abantu. He said, stop telling me I'm African. I am not. I am Somali. A humanoid from South Africa is South African, but they're not African. Humanoids in Egypt are Egyptian, but they're not African. Like my sister Tracy would say, when people show you their true colors, believe them. It's not just a cliche saying. It really means when they show you their true colors, as in who they really are. This is why in Somalia, I'm sure you can find documentaries where a lot of them say that they're Arab. They're also the ones who incite a lot of confusion within the black community. A lot of them will be telling us, you South Africans aren't even from the cradle of humankind, it's actually in Ethiopia. Or they'll tell African Americans, you guys are not even black. You guys are like this, you guys are like that. Listen to them when they acknowledge Uguti, they are not Abantu.
I don't care if I'm the first person to say this, but us Somalis are not.
I seen this shit. I don't care if I'm the first person to say it. I'm not black. I'm Jamaican. Be for real, bro. Look at y'all. Me and him is literally the same shade, but he's confused on what nationality, ethnicity is. Education system doing y'all dirty because you are literally on the same device, right, that you're recording videos on, and Google's on there too. Like, why don't you get up there and look up the difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality? It's really not that hard, yo. You out here looking like, ain't you black though? No, I'm Somalian. The fuck? Well, I didn't ask you about your nationality. I asked you about your race.
I don't care if I'm the first person to say this, but us Somalis are not
Honestly, we don't care. I think we don't. We have Congo, Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone. We have enough countries, so if we lose you guys, it won't be too bad. Fuck it, it's alright. I mean, there's too many countries in Africa for us to cry about. Oh my god, Somali, they're not black, they wanna. That's alright, I don't mind that. I love my Somali people, but if you guys don't wanna be black, that's cool with us. You didn't need to announce that, that's alright. But before you leave that door, just leave the N-word pass on the table. Just make sure you leave the N-word pass. We'll leave it at the desk, I'll come pick it up and send it to the council of the N-word pass. Just leave the N-word pass at the door before you leave, okay? Just leave it, alright? Namaste.
I'm saying no hate to the creator, but I'm black, but you're blacker than me. I'm not sure where the confusion came from, where some Somalis believe that they're not black. And let's address the fact that he compared a few North African nations to being African but not being black. I don't want to feel like a teacher to you. I want you to do a task. I'm going to say just do your history research about how the modern North Africans became to be who they are in Africa today. I don't know if you know your history too well, but don't you know that East Africa, probably Ethiopia, I believe are one of the most oldest African black nations. I say that to say this, bro. You're black. There's just going to be different types of black in Africa, from West Africa to East Africa to South Africa and some in North Africa as well. For example, look at me. I'm West African, black, Cameroon, with blonde hair, light skin, big lips, big nose, white eyes. We're all in the same team fighting the same battle, bro. We got jollof rice and plantains. You have banana and rice. A bit different, but still in the same kind of family, right? I'm gonna lie, I didn't have to add that last part there. I felt like it was gonna be kind of funny.
They make videos like, oh, what race that you would not date, and they're like Somalis. I'm like, but we are black, so how can you?
Do you know what's deep though? Should I tell you why that is though? Because you see, like with black ancestry, if we go back in history, there's like literally more or less two lineages, which is like Shem and Ham. Yeah. So it's like this is like prophetic. So obviously they're both black, but they're just different types of black. Yeah. Because it's like cousins. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So like when you go towards West Africa, obviously their features are slightly different to like East Africa because there's just two different lineages. So when like Jamaicans or Nigerians are like, oh, you lot ain't black, it's like, you ain't are black. That's what they're trying to say. It's like, you're not, do you know what I mean? You're not black. Yeah, like when you look at Sudanese people, they it's just a different type of look. So obviously that's why they just see it as, nah, you're not the same kind of.
What do you think about Somalis? Yeah, they say that they're not black.
That is their highest fuck.
So you men are black, yeah?
Yeah, hell yeah. What the fuck? Yo, let me ask you that. Why is there such a big spectrum for white people? Like they go from Russia to fucking. I don't give a fuck. Spanish people are white. Bro, fucking Arabs are white. They're all white, but like. But when it comes to Africans, why can't there be a spectrum? Why can't it be one side to the other side? Black is black, bro. Look at our complexion. How you say we're not black? I mean, what?
Like, it's literally we're the same.
Bro, we're all see this fucking world. He's like, what? Like, we're all the same, bro.
You're taking a piss out of us.
What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know what it is too? I understand that some people feel like, because people used to take a piss out of Somalis. When we're growing up, they'd be like, oh, you're not black. That's what they used to say to us. Do you feel like, so there's a lot of people that they'd be like, you know what? We're not black. All right, we're not black.
Do you feel like it's based off like culture though? Because like when people think of black, they think of black culture, like African culture, Jamaican culture.
Bro, Somalis are very homogenous. We're just very into like. We've never been really conquered.
The question really is Somalis Arabs or blacks? The question really is Somalis blacks or Arabs?
Blacks.
Period.
Blacks.
Period.
Arabs.
Period.
Grown-ass person and I talk like what do you mean? They make videos like, oh, what race that you would not date, and they're like Somalis. I'm like, but we are.
So guys, from the videos we've played you, I want you to just leave us a comment on what you think about this issue, because Somalis, they don't only see themselves as Arabs, they don't identify as black, neither do they, most of them neither do they identify as Africans. So my biggest question to you, our audience, is what do you think about this what do you think about this situation? Yeah, as some of the people asked in the videos that we've played you, there's a guy who asked, Africa might have different shades of black. You might be brown, a black person from South Africa, people from the south of Africa look different from people from the east of Africa. People from the east of Africa look different from the people from west of Africa. But that doesn't make them any less of Africans, you understand? So the question I'm asking is, Somalis trying to identify with them being Arabs, did you attribute it to the fact that there's a population of them who are not educated educated, because only recently do you find a big number or population of Somalis going to universities,
and most
gaining...
of them are even just now allowing their women and children and girls to go to school.
Yeah, so as usual, you know, we couldn't go without digging further into this matter. So we decided to ask Dr. Google, you know, because the confusion that these people be bringing out here, Somalis, y'all, come on. Anyway, we decided to ask Google, and we wanted to ask, are Somalis Arab? So let me just read you something here. Are Somalis Arabs? Somali people, contemporary genetic studies indicate that Somalis in general do not possess any noticeable Arab ancestry. They do not possess any Arab ancestry, any features to suggest or elude that they're from the ancestry of Arab. So where exactly did they get this ideology? But I think it's because they speak Arabic, and because
also Arabs and Muslims, part of most East African countries, they experience the influence of the Arabic people here in East Africa. And I think the Muslims were conquered Somalia, you know, so Somalis adopted the Arab way of lifestyle and living. That's why they identify as Arabs. But it still doesn't make sense to me, you guys. You people are black and you should just accept your blackness. You people are Africans and you should just accept your Africanacity, you know. So where does the culture and history of the Somali people originate from? Let me read a little more. The Somali people are a Cushitic group native to the Horn of Africa who share a common ancestry, culture, and history. The East Cushitic Somali language is the shared mother tongue of the Somalis, which is the part of the Cushitic branch of the Afro-Asiatic language family, and they are predominantly Sunni Muslim, forming one of the largest ethnic groups on the African continent. They cover one of the most expensive land masses. So they're not only found in Kenya, but they're also found in Ethiopia. A good number of them are found in Ethiopia, Djibouti, Kenya, and other parts of Africa. They are well spread and outside Africa. So although Somalis are not Arabs, they are not Arabs. Somalis, you are not Arabs, but what Google does say is that your ancestry can be traced to the people of the Berbers, you know, who are in North Africa. And North Africans, you are also not Arabs, okay? You are initially Berbers, and then when the Roman Empire came to conquer you guys, also there was some Muslim Muslim influence there in North Africa, you know. So when Somalis say that they're not Africans, they're not they're not Africans, they're not blacks, they're Arabs. Guys, stop confusing yourself and stop confusing the continent, okay? Because even Berbers, like they're one of the most oldest tribes in Africa that existed in Africa, you
North
know.
Africa to be specific.
North Africa to be specific, and there some Somali's lineage can be traced back to the Berbers, you know.
So if you ask yourself, I'm sure a lot of you have this question, and a lot of you have noticed Africans have very specific features, but there are these countries in Africa that have light people or people who you would want to call white people, but they're not exactly white. Who am I talking about? They're those light-skinned Africans from the northern part of Africa. Those would be from Tunisia, from the country of Morocco, you know, the northern Egyptians, Algerians, you know, Egyptians from the east, you know, almost east or northeastern part of Africa.
Yes.
And then there's Somalis. So let me read you a few something small about the history of the people from the northern part of Africa, so that you can be able to understand. So the question is, why are people from North African countries white? So the people are not Arabs, they are Berbers. Let's insist on this point. They are Berbers, the native people of North Africa. So the natives of North Africa are called the Berber people. They are not Arabs, they're the Berber people. Their history extends all the way back to the time of the Romans, where Berbers played a prominent role in the empire. Two Berbers even went on to become Roman emperors. After their Arab conquests, the Berbers converted to Islam but have continued to have their own distinct culture.
So you see where the Berbers adopted the Islamic culture. You see where the Somalis adopted the Islamic culture because of the conquest of the Muslim people in their country, you know. So when you are colonized, please, you know, us here in Kenya, we were colonized by British. Yes, thank you. Here in Kenya, we were colonized by British and we speak English, yeah? But in no way, shape or form will I start claiming that I'm British because I speak English. In no way, shape or form will I start claiming that I'm not black because I speak English because British colonized us. I am not British and I am not white and I am not, you know, Somalis, come on now.
Come on. I don't know, you guys, let us know what you think about this topic on the comment section. We are really looking forward to having an open discussion, and remember to stay respectful. I know we have a very large audience of the Somali community, and we always appreciate you guys for coming to support our content.
Just remember, when you do comment on our comment section, please keep it respectful, because a few of you can lose your temper real quick, you know. So remember to keep it very respectful, and please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, please do so, and also leave us a comment on what you think about this video. But until our next video, it's a goodbye for us from now.